The rain hammered against the apartment window like accusations against glass, each drop a reminder of the storm brewing inside. Maya pressed her palm against the cold surface, watching the city blur into watercolor streaks below. Behind her, she could hear Ryan moving around their bedroom, the sound of drawers opening and closing with the finality of endings. "You don't have to do this," she whispered, her breath fogging the window. Her voice carried the weight of 3 years, of shared dreams and whispered promises that now felt like lies. Ryan's reflection appeared beside hers in the glass, his dark eyes holding none of the warmth she once drowned in. "Maya, please, don't make this harder than it has to be." She turned to face him, her heart fracturing at the sight of his packed suitcase. "Harder? You think watching the man I love walk away is hard? You think discovering your engagement to another woman through Instagram was easy?" The words hung between them like a blade. Ryan's jaw tightened, his hands running through the black hair she'd touched so tenderly just weeks ago. "Sarah and it's complicated. My family expects. Your family expects you to marry money." Maya's laugh was bitter, hollow. "What we have is love, Ryan. What you're choosing is a business arrangement. What we have is over." The words came out harsher than he intended, and she saw him flinch at his own cruelty. But he didn't take them back. Maya felt something break inside her chest, but instead of crumbling, she straightened. "No, I won't let you do this. I won't let you throw away everything we built together." "Maya, do you remember our first night together?" Her voice dropped to a whisper, intimate and desperate. She moved closer, close enough to smell his cologne, close enough to see the conflict warring in his eyes. "You said you'd never felt anything like what we had. You traced every inch of my skin like you were memorizing a prayer." Ryan's composure cracked. "Stop. You said I was your home." Her fingers brushed against his chest, feeling his heartbeat accelerate beneath her touch. "You said you'd choose me over everything else in this world. That was before I understood what choosing you would cost." His voice broke on the last word. "My father will disown me. The company. Then we'll build something new." Maya's eyes blazed with determination. "We'll start over. I don't need your family's money or approval. I just need you." For a moment, Ryan wavered. She could see it in the way his breathing changed and how his hands almost reached for her. But then his phone buzzed on the nightstand and Sarah's name lit up the screen. The spell shattered. "I can't," he said, stepping back. "I won't destroy my entire future for..." "For what?" "For love." Maya's voice rose, raw with pain. "Say it, Ryan. Tell me what you think this is. Tell me what you think I am." The silence stretched between them like a chasm. Outside, thunder rolled across the sky, and Maya realized she was crying. When had the tears started? "I love Sarah," Ryan said finally, the lie tasting like poison on his tongue. "Liar." Maya's response was immediate, fierce. "You can't even look at me when you say it." He forced himself to meet her gaze, and she saw everything he was trying to hide, the love he was killing, the future he was sacrificing, the piece of his soul he was about to leave behind. "I'm marrying her in 6 months," he said. "The invitations go out next week." Maya stared at him for a long moment, then slowly began to undress. Ryan's eyes widened. "What are you doing?" "Reminding you what you're giving up." Her dress pulled at her feet, and she stood before him in nothing but moonlight and determination. "Reminding you of every night you held me like I was the only thing keeping you anchored to this world. Maya, don't. She stepped forward, close enough that her breath warmed his neck. Remember how we made love during that thunderstorm? How you whispered my name like a prayer? How you said you'd rather die than live without me? Ryan's resistance crumbled. His hands found her waist, pulling her against him with desperate hunger. Their lips met in a kiss that tasted of goodbye and forever, of love and betrayal tangled together like their bodies as they fell onto the bed they'd shared for 3 years. They made love with the intensity of the dying, every touch a goodbye, every whisper a plea. When it was over, they lay tangled in sheets and each other, hearts racing in sync. "Stay," Maya whispered against his chest. "Choose us. Choose love." For a moment, Ryan's arms tightened around her. For a moment, she thought she'd won. Then morning came. She woke to emptiness. The suitcase was gone. In its place, a note on expensive stationery. "I'm sorry. I'll always love you, but I can't be the man you need me to be. Don't wait for me." Maya crumpled the note, her heart shattering into 1,000 irreparable pieces. But even as tears fell like rain, she knew this wasn't over. Love like theirs didn't die just because one person was too afraid to fight for it. She dressed quickly, her mind already forming a plan. If Ryan thought he could walk away from 3 years of love, from the connection that burned between them like fire, he was wrong. She knew where the engagement party was being held. She knew Sarah's weaknesses, her insecurities. Maya had spent 3 years learning to love Ryan's darkness along with his light. Now she'd use everything she knew to win him back. Because some loves were worth fighting dirty for. Some loves were worth burning the whole world down. As she stepped out into the morning sun, Maya smiled. The battle for Ryan's heart was just beginning. The rain had stopped, but the storm was far from over. 6 weeks later, at the engagement party, Maya appeared in a red dress that made heads turn and hearts stop. Ryan's eyes found hers across the crowded room, and she saw recognition, desire, and fear flash across his face. Sarah's grip tightened on his arm, but Maya just smiled. She had all night to remind Ryan what real love felt like, and she intended to use every weapon in her arsenal. After all, she had promised herself she would keep him at any cost, and Maya always kept her promises.